meet with President Vladimir Putin to negotiate a solution to the war in Ukraine?
Not bilaterally without Ukraine, no. Ukraine must have a say in the future of Ukraine.
As president, would you support the effort to expand NATO to include Ukraine?
Those are all issues that we will deal with if and when it arrives at that point. Right now, we are supporting Ukraine's ability to defend itself against Russia's unprovoked aggression. Donald Trump, if he were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. He talks about, oh, he can end it on day one. You know what that is? It's about surrender.
Would you meet with President Vladimir Putin to negotiate a solution to the war in Ukraine?
Not bilaterally without Ukraine, no. Ukraine must have a say in the future of Ukraine.
How about, as president, would you support the effort to expand NATO to include Ukraine?
Those are all issues that we will deal with if and when it arrives at that point. Right now, we are supporting Ukraine's ability to defend itself against Russia's unprovoked aggression and doing what we can to continue to build and strengthen the alliance around the support for Ukraine's right to be an independent nation, free from having its borders forcefully taken by Russia. And we are going to continue to work closely with our NATO allies to continue to reinforce America's alliance in the context of NATO. Again, in this election, there's a real difference between me and the former president. I believe in reinforcing the strength of NATO, understanding, again, it is the greatest military alliance the world has ever known. Donald Trump would pull us out of NATO. Donald Trump, if he were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. Let's be clear about that. He talks about, oh, he can end it on day one. You know what that is? It's about surrender. Achieving peace and an end to this war is not synonymous with surrender. Those two things are not the same.
It's
Who would have thought I would still be talking about Kamala Harris to this day? To this day. So the FCC finally released a full transcript of Kamala Harris's train wreck interview with 60 Minutes. The tagline is "Word salad deleted," right? And you saw in the intro, she talked about all this. Oh, if Trump was president, Putin would already be sitting in Ukraine. And he got what? He ended the war between Hamas and Israel. Or he's thinking about, making it Gaza some. He's planning to take over Gaza with the USA. I already said in my last video, I don't really agree with that, but I trust the man. So, hey, I voted for the man. I'll see where he takes it, and I only can evaluate the outcomes, not really his process of achieving said outcomes, right? And I want to point out, Kamala Harris made a lot of promises in that 60-minute interview, and we're going to watch a little snippet of it, right? But many people are looking at it and be like, phew, America dodged a bullet, right? Seeing how the Democrats are reacting over the fact that the USAID is being exposed for wasting about $26 billion of taxpayer money on things that benefited the Democratic Party directly, either through influence, right? Favorable coverage. It's no wonder the news media, and I talk about this a lot, the news media covered Democrats more favorably than the Republicans because Democrats allowed this stuff to happen. Pam Bondi got confirmed, RFK got confirmed, and now they want to stop all federal funding to sanctuary cities and vows persecution of officials obstructing immigration law enforcement. Exactly. But Kamala Harris, during her 2024 campaign, was telling you that, oh no, we want to secure our borders. But you got an unhinged Al Green, unhinged Democrat, announces that he'll push an article of impeachment against President Trump. It's only been 2 weeks, Democrats, and you already going to the impeachment playbook? Y'all got nothing, huh? Y'all really got nothing. For dastardly deeds. Can you be more specific? What exactly did he did? Because last time I checked, you only could impeach a president for 3 things: treason, high crime. I forgot the last one. Honestly, I forgot the last one. Maybe someone will remind me in the comment section. But I know it's not dastardly deeds. This is the Democratic Party for you guys, bro. A party that wants to look good but not actually do good. A party that panics over the fact that the American people money is not being wasted on their dumb pet projects that looks nothing more than a money laundering scheme. Wow. I see why the left didn't want this stuff to come out. In the version of 60 Minutes, Harris' answers were, "We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about what we stand on the needs for this war to end." Huh? This is what many Americans will see now.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand.
You know what it is? She talks like someone who's just trying to get a word count in, right? I don't know. She talks that way to like fill up time, but you get the sense that it's like she doesn't want to answer the question, or I don't know, man. It comes across very jargony, her language, her way she uses words and stuff. But I digress. This is not my reaction to stuff. So I want to highlight, because it's pretty obvious that the mainstream media is in the pocket of the Democratic Party, and the Democrats don't seem to have a problem with this. I don't understand why Democratic voters don't see the issue with CBS and all these news organizations blatantly like protecting them. And this gives more credence to many people who believe that, hey, look, RFK at the time, he called out how U.S. aid paid off the media for a long time. And then this comes out where we get the unedited version and we see how much they edit it in a way to make Kamala Harris look as favorable as possible. And you still believe the Democrats' outrage over the fact that they're defending institutions is not a means of political expedience, but because it's the moral right thing to do. No, I don't think Americans believe that. Only a Democrat will believe that Lord of Balarchy. But I digress. I wanted to show you a clip with Jesse Waters and his reaction to the Kamala Harris interview, and then maybe we'll look more into the video. Let's take a look.
Trump sued CBS for $10 billion, and it looks like they might settle. But before that happens, the FCC released the full interview, unedited, and we have the tape. They talked for an hour and left a lot out. Here's an answer that never made air. Watch.
I'm trying to understand how it is that with this emphasis on the border, the numbers of crossings quadrupled under the first 3 years of the Biden-Harris administration. How did that happen?
There are a variety of factors that relate to what we have seen globally and what we are not immune from at our own border in terms of what we have seen in terms of surge of immigration and irregular migration. And there are solutions at hand, but we've got to have leaders who are solution-oriented, which we've been and are.
CBS also cut out their host pressing Kamala on how she's going to pay for all of her giveaways.
If all of this makes so much sense, why has this not been done? You're dealing with a Congress that is divided, that many are in opposition to not only you but your policies. So how are you going to make this come true?
Bill, if I approached my life as though, well, it's never been done before, therefore it cannot be done, I wouldn't be sitting here in this interview with you. That's the truth.
Then 60 Minutes tossed Kamala a big fat softball.
It's crazy how after all this, right? They like you saw from the segment I just showed you, that was a segment that never made air. And I thought that was a good segment. The fact that the guy pressed her on something. How are you gonna pay for all this stuff? And her answer is, if I always believed the things that people say I couldn't do, I want to be seen here. Like, come on. That wasn't a real answer. And that's been the Achilles heel of Kamala Harris's campaign. In real time, when I was reacting to either some interview she did or whatever, the number one question that I always wanted to say, hey, I want some clarification on what you actually mean in comprehensive border plan. What does that look like? What is an example of a comprehensive border plan in Kamala Harris's eyes? And I don't think I ever got a clear explanation. We know what Trump's comprehensive border plan was: lock down the border, put the military on the border, deport everybody. And oh, what happened if these sanctuary cities don't want to work with you? Okay, we will withdraw federal funding because we believe they're breaking law. We believe in they're aiding and abetting a crime, which it is. For months after the election happened, that's exactly what Trump is doing. That's what people wanted to know. What are the specifics? Can you give us some examples, some specific examples? She couldn't give that, and I think that's the number one reason that tanked her campaign. And even since 2019, and I point this out, how in one of my videos that I made in October of 2024, I made the video Kamala Harris's pending collapse. And I showed you how she has not learned from her 2019 campaign mistakes. She still don't know how to talk to people who are not Democrats, who are not just going to sit here and take her at her word. Anyway, I digress. I think I got more to show you, so we're going to do it through Jesse Waters, and I'll give you more of my commentary throughout the video. So let's get into it.
Then 60 Minutes tossed Kamala a big fat softball, and she swung and missed.
The most basic of questions. Why do you want to be president of the United States?
There are many reasons, but probably first and foremost, I truly believe in the promise of America. I do. And I love the American people. You know, we are a people who have ambition and aspirations and dreams and optimism and hope.
That's why you want to run. That's why you want to be
That's why I'm
president.
running. That and some other reasons.
But you're asking the American people to make you the most powerful person
In the world, for what?
on the planet. Why do you deserve the American people's votes?
Because I'm a democratic liberal woman that fits all the woke affinity stones of wokeness, and if you don't vote for me, you're a racist, sexist bigot. That's essentially what I got, right? Democratic women out here in my family, in my life, around me, we're making this argument essentially. Oh, you just have a problem with a strong black woman. I said she's not black. She's biracial. She's not black. I said she don't look like her hair don't look like my hair. Okay, she's mixed. She's a mixed she's a biracial president. She will be the second biracial president in history. We still don't have a black president. Obama is not a black president. Obama is a mixed president. First non-white president, I'll give it to him. But he's a biracial president. First biracial president. Then she would have been the second biracial president, first woman. This is the histrionics, right? What's his name? Ricky Smiley? She's going to be a beta zeta. I bet she came across entitled.
Well, first of all, I have a career and a history of being very clear that I think of my role of leadership, and in particular now for the last 4 years as vice president and moving forward as president, if the voters will have me, as being a leader on behalf of all Americans.
Kamala wasn't the only one having a rough night. One of the crew guys misgendered Madam Vice President.
Is that what you needed?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. 30 seconds of silence, please, for John.
Michael Schellenberger is the founder of Public News. All right.
This is funny.
Do you see anything scandalous about what CBS did here, Mike?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. I mean, I just sort of forgot that that's how she talks.
Yeah.
It was actually enjoyable watching it again. I don't know why, it just was.
I mean, it's like the easiest stuff to memorize. You would think she would have memorized it by then, but it feels like she's trying to figure out why she's running for president every time she's asked. I mean,
It's like a month before the election, and you're on 60 Minutes.
she's
And
like, I'm
he's like, "Why do you
spitballing
want to be
here.
president?"
Why am I
And she's
running?
like, "Well, let's see." What?
Amazing.
But she was qualified, told us the liberals. Y'all gonna regret
We
not
got our
having this
hands-
woman being president, the liberals tell us. This is funny, bro. This is, I don't know. Like they treated the Democratic Party has not learned. As you saw from my videos talking about the DNC and how they're still doubling down on wokeness. They're still on this train. It's like if Democrats don't want to learn, they let them. You know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It's fair to say the Democratic Party is the party of insanity. After wasteful spending gets exposed, you want to protest it because it's Trump doing it. You want to say Trump's campaign focused on white supremacy and not on egg prices, but he won the popular vote. But Donald Trump was focused on white supremacy. Like your smears are not working, and it's so baffling to me how Democrats don't get it. Are y'all so far up your own like hype that y'all don't see that you guys are looking out of touch? Do I need to put the do I need to put the poll up again? 57% unfavorability rating to the Democratic Party, and you don't think you need to change? They operating as if they won the election. Some did win their election, but on a national scale, Democrats lost. Historically, y'all lost the popular vote first time in decades. And you still don't want to use this opportunity to reflect and change something. And you think you're going to do good in the midterms 2026? Hey, if you keep this up, a lot can change in a year, right? A lot can change. But it's going to take a effing come to Jesus moment for the Democratic parties to get their act together before 2026. But as it stands right now, Democrats, I don't have a strong I don't have a strong feeling for you guys in the midterms 2026. I'm just saying. But I'll leave it at there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be interested to hear how you reacted to the unedited interview of Kamala Harris. Was it as you expected? A lot of word salad, no specific answers, lack of clarification. That was just some of the takeaways I had. I would like to hear yours in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share if you feel so inclined, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.